right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. It is Monday and the weather's pretty nice out here. Tonight we're going to be having the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Buffalo Bills. I want to talk about that, give you my thoughts and opinions, and we'll just go from there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. The Atlanta Falcons have a chance to really keep pace with the rest of the division if they win this game. You just saw the Carolina Panthers beat Dallas, which was kind of a surprising win, but then again, they beat us. So, yeah. And, you know, Tampa Bay is doing what they do. So we got to keep pace. And the best way to keep pace is to win a game like this, not only just for the division, but for the team in general. This will be a really big boost for the team when you see things are kind of like up and down or whatever the case may be, and you're playing a team at home. So this would be a really big win, kind of similar to the time we did beat Tampa Bay at home on that night game with last year, which was fantastic. Hopefully we get that same vibe. Hopefully we still get that same energy, and with the team the way it's set up, we should be very competitive against the Buffalo Bills. The only issue I have with the Buffalo Bills and playing against them is our secondary. I don't know if our secondary is going to be able to stay the course and actually contain Josh Allen in the passing game. And Josh Allen like to move around as well. But I do have confidence in our front seven to try to keep him in check. I've already heard rumblings that Jalen Walker is going to be spying him. So that's pretty interesting thinking about that. But when you look at the secondary, I'm really worried about that aspect of the play, because we should be able to keep up with this team, but if we can stop or we can hold down some of those passes that the passing attack of the Buffalo Bills, we should be in a really good spot. Now, everything else considered, I think we should be able to move the ball and be pretty well against the Buffalo defense. Not too many people could stop Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, and I think that's something we may want to lean heavy on and set up the pass through that type of gameplay or that type of game plan. And I think that's where we will shine offensively. So it could be very well a shootout. I do have faith in Michael Penix to keep this team going toe-to-toe with the Buffalo offensively. Whatever they dish out, you know, we should be able to respond. But I do feel at the end of the day, if we really want to win this game, I would love for us to, you know, hold Josh Allen down as far as him throwing the ball around the field. I think if we get a couple opportunities, we take advantage of them. Maybe get an interception at an opportune moment, or just get an interception early and set the pace of the game, or we get a stop or whatever the case may be. That will really, you know, help us out. You know, steal a possession or two, and I think that's where we will shine at. But when I look at this team overall, I think the Falcons can do a lot of damage in the NFL as far as their team setup, but we just got to get better at doing some of the smaller things. I mean, you can't tell me that we're beating teams like Minnesota, we're beating teams like the Washington Commanders, even though, you know, Jalen Daniels, I don't know if that's his first name, Jaden Daniels is not on the field at the time. They still was a very good team who was able to play them very well, because, you know, the quarterback don't play defense. So when you're looking at the teams like that who have very solid defenses, you know, we were able to go toe-to-toe with them. I think our only problem is we laid that egg in Carolina, and now we're sitting here like, what team is this? You know, what team is this? You know, but, you know, they did manage to bounce back after that, and, you know, we're 2-2 on the season, and you want to maintain that. You want to be above 500, and that's another reason why you would want this team to win this game. Not only that you win a team against a very good AFC opponent, possibly like a Super Bowl contender, you're back to 3-2, and you are actually still in the running of the division, and being above 500 is always a good thing. You know, you always want to be there. So and this team is like right there. Like this team is not necessarily bad. It's just that the team is like, we have a branding issue. Like the brand of the Atlanta Falcons is like, all right, we're just going to be one of these teams that find a way to lose or get in our own way. And I think we started to try to shake that a little bit, you know, especially with, you know, the whole situation with, Michael Penix is the QB now, and the way that this team and this offense is set up, and it kind of got out of our way of that a little bit. But then once again, you see that type of stuff rear ahead, and then when that happens, then you like, okay, same old Falcons. This type of game right here could shake that, stigma a little bit. Nothing really matters until you get into the playoffs and make things happen. But you have to start somewhere. And I think really with the Minnesota game, we started to think like, okay, this is what we're going to be. And then again, you start to see how things change. But you got to get back on that type of time if you want to be taken seriously in the NFL. And I think this is a game that is winnable. It really is. I think, like I said, my only issue is the secondary. Can the secondary hold up against this Buffalo passing attack? Running the ball, I honestly, even with their running back Cook, I think that's his name, Cook. I think they're going to be able to get a little bit, but I think that the defense should be able to stop that. That's one thing I could say. We've done okay with stopping the run. That front seven we have is actually really, really good, and they've shown flashes. And I think they're going to force Josh Allen to pass a little bit, and if we can stop that, we should be able to do some damage. We should be able to do some damage if we can able to at least not necessarily stop it, but hold it down. And that's where I feel like, all right, that's going to be the issue when it comes to actually winning this game. Is like, can we do that? But I have faith in our offense. I think our offense is going to be fine. Buffalo's defense is fairly solid, but I think the Falcons' offense is just we'll be able to move the ball. And defensively, like I said, our secondary is the issue. And, stopping Josh Allen isn't easy. Slowing him down is not as easy either. So, but we'll see how it goes. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I feel that the Falcons could get a really good win here, and that would be the start of some things. But you just don't know. You just don't know. Playing at home does help. We're like a 3.5-point underdog, which it is what it is. But I still feel like we should be able to make some noise and possibly get a win here. I really believe that. I think that this team is that close. The teams aren't that, they're not that far apart that most people think they are. It's just what team's going to show up. And I think the Falcons, I lean more towards the side that the Falcons, the good Falcons should show up and make this a game. And I think it's going to be a lot better than people think. But we'll just see how it goes. But I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I really appreciate everybody who's been watching the content, the Georgia Southern stuff. You guys are absolutely amazing. We do talk Falcons over here as well. And we're going to be talking about a little bit of Atlanta Hawks too, man. Jalen Johnson looked pretty good in that preseason game, right? I think he had like 20 points in 25 minutes. I think the Hawks is going to be pretty nice. But we'll talk about them later on in the week. All right, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy, and I'm out. Peace.